Alright everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. It is Elysium versus Sinners for the bronze match. And I'm your host, Little Regard. I'm joined by none other than Hell's Taco Truck, making a return to the broadcast. It's been a hot minute, friend. How you doing?
Yeah, it's been wonderful. I've been doing pretty well. How are you?
I am both tired and fantastic at the same time, as these games this past weekend have been a blast to watch, and I hope y'all have been enjoying the ride, but I'm not gonna lie, if I didn't have Rogue Energy, I would definitely be feeling a large amount of fatigue at the moment. Adam being found first and immediately running away from the crowd, not wanting to be tagged too early. Leaving the... This is not even fun bus. This is just like the bad bus. Looping around the 4-lane, doing a really good job. Crow being set up at the pallet. Do they just hold it? Oh my goodness, barely dodging. Do they make the window, though? They will go for the vault. Totem going down as the first down is achieved.
That went so wrong so quickly. I was watching. I was like, oh no. Oh no, they're going down at 5 gens. That's never good.
I mean, it's not the absolute worst. Also worth noting is that this artist has 4 crows. Also has the severed hands. And I wonder if that's going to pay off for them. I'm curious. I don't know if I've ever seen this before, but looks like Ace right on top of the hook survivor, ready to drop down at a moment's notice to hopefully get the unhook. Whereas Ash just plowing away on the gen. Adam hanging out, and Claudette rotating over seemingly to maybe work on a gen on the other side. Not really sure at the moment. Looks like Ruin has still not been cleansed though, so Ruin's still in the game, either Undying or maybe Devour Hope. I don't know if he'd bring Devour Hope right off the bat, right?
I don't know. I've seen some pretty one-off plays by killers like Zeno, that he brings really weird builds that just are like very unconventional, but they really pay off for. They could sometimes really pay off for his style of gameplay. So I mean, we're gonna have to see how this works out for him.
For sure, and it looks like they are going to be cleansing the totem. Second stage secured for the artist. Only 1 gen completed for that secured, but now 2 perks out of the game as there has been 2 totems cleansed. Looks like they have found the Claudette, jumping into locker to get rid of those crows, and now looking around, they see Ace to the side as well. Curious who's going to come in for that unhook, or do you just let the survivor die? Do you just let them hang out on the hook for the full time?
I mean, that's definitely a strategy, right? You come into this game and you start thinking about, hey, what am I going to do? Are we going to play slow? Are we going to swap? Are we going to just get the gens done, try and crank out as much as possible? Sinners have come in and they've done the what some people would consider impossible by beating, say, like Eternal in some matches, right? So they know what they're doing. It's going to be interesting to watch. But, Rue, I have a joke for you.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. It's taco joke time. What killer eats canned food a lot? Or a lot of canned food?
A lot of canned food.
Yes. The can bull.
That was one of the guesses, but I was just going to say Bubba, not Cannibal. Ace being found with Sprint Press, getting into the 4-lane as, unfortunately for Adam, going back to the campfire, be the entity. 4 gens remaining. We do know that another gen is about 70-80% on its way to firing. Depends on if they have another one in the midst. Yeah, there's that one. And so that's the thing. It's like 1 survivor, they never went for the unhook. That's 2 gens, so the 3 gens completed now. They didn't go for the unhook, and I think it's because it was such an early down. They're like, we just can't afford to go in for the unhook and start this kind of game this early on. Also, dear goodness, this cosmetic is wild to look at.
Yes, it is. It's I don't know how I feel about it quite yet, but it is definitely interesting.
For sure. You see that damage generator notification, so it is pain res as well. So 2 totems out of the game, 2 perks out of the game, corrupt intervention out of the game, pain res has been made aware, so we know this artist build, but as of right now, artist seems to have a pretty good vice grip on this game. They've got a hook, they got something to camp out there, are harassing these gens. Ash coming in though, they stray too far, they might be able to get this unhook potentially. We'll just have to see.
Oh man, the good old classic birds.
Indeed.
It's It's going to be really interesting watching because this killer's playing it slow. Survivor's going to play it slow. They're trying to play it safe. But these matches, this is one of the reasons I'm not a fan of artist killer matches, because my very first cat match to ever cast was an artist match, and it was an hour long, and it just gave me PTSD, and I'm just not a fan.
Brutal. And Artist is going to go after this. Second stage is all but confirmed at this point. Yeah, second stage confirmed. They will take the tag into the back. Lucky Break, however, showing up and getting a little bit of I don't know, value. I don't think it didn't seem like they were going to even commit to that chase. Instead, setting up for possibly, let's say, do you even go for this unhook? I don't think you do. They are. They're crouching, slowly working their way to get the unhook here. Maybe thinking Artist is, I think you just confirmed this kill at this point.
Yeah. So, Rue, would you say Smurfs had a bit of a lucky break there?
I don't know. I think the Artist just didn't care to confirm the kill. They know where they went, and they do get this unhook, however. Claudette will take a tag. Ace running away with Sprint Burst, getting distance. The question is it enough? Ash rotating back around to the gen, dodging the crows, which is very pivotal here. Let's Ash. Yeah, but I say Ace gets away. If they had landed those crows, they would continue the chase, but they didn't. And now they really can't afford to because they gotta make sure some gens don't pop. I don't even know if Ash is on that gen in the corner, though. Oh, with Lucky Break still in play, they are able to get away without leaving too many scratch marks. That's huge for them. And if Survivor's able to reset here, that could be really good.
Yeah, it's definitely going to buy them a lot more time. Them having someone who's, has all stages. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Zeno. Zeno has a lot on the line right now.
For sure. It looks like Ash was able to make their way away. Try and get a reset from Claudette, but Artis seemingly rotating over in this direction. They have spotted the Survivors. Survivors need to run now. Claudette, not the one being chased. Looks like they're swapping to Ash. However, this is an area where gens have been completed. This is exactly where they want the chase to be taken. Is Ace going to swap over to a generator, or are they going to come in for a potential hit tank? I don't think you'd give a hit tank here, but... Ooh, they actually get the stun.
Ooh.
Ash gets a lot of distance for this. Ace is on another gen, but 30%.
That's going to prove really punishing for Zeno getting stunned by that. He's going to get reset, and Zeno's going to have to re-tag him, bag him, get him back on a hook.
Indeed. Looking around, doesn't seem they're going to come check this corner, so Ace can be able to hide out. Reset coming through on the Survivors. Are they going to be able to finish the reset? Looks like they are. And yeah, if they finish this reset, that is the nightmare scenario for Artists. Nowhere in the vicinity of where they are. Going back and checking the shack, see if they're resetting there, and that's not where they are.
To put it in perspective, because Smurf was able to get that pallet stun, it may end up with a one-man out. Like that's where it's looking at right now, because they were able to get that reset. Everyone's now healed. They're all on gens. They're pressuring.
Oh, good use of Sprint Burst, faking out, just wasting a little more time. Looks like they were saying, okay, fine, I'll take a tag, but I'm going to go take a chase on my own terms. Running back towards the shack. We know shack pallet's gone, but they do have a long wall here. No, they're just going to take chase as far away as humanly possible from the action of the gens. So they will land the crows. Just a matter of time. Ace will go down in the corner. Question is, doubling up on the back corner gen, they will be able to finish that. Isn't that enough of a gen split to, allow for 5 gens to complete or not?
I mean, that's going to put Zeno in a really tough spot, because now it's still a 3v1.
It's a 2v1.
Oh,
that was Death Hook.
2v1, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if Survivors can finish this gen. Is it a far enough gen spread on this side that they can handle it? Because I don't know. The gens are that's not enough of a spread, especially with Artists. Artists can have line of sight to all of this, so
it could end up in a 4K1.
Yeah, it's looking like it is going to be a 4K1, unless one of these Survivors goes on an absolutely crazy set of loops, which I don't think the Artist is going to overcommit over here. And we play this pretty methodically. Yeah, getting a tag onto Claudette. They know where Ash is. They're just going to commit to this chase. They know the gens aren't at a high amount of progression. It's gonna take another 70 seconds, and I don't know if Claudette can necessarily last 70 seconds. There's not enough resources, and Artist is very inevitable.
Oh no, Claudette is trying to hold it as long as possible, but like you said, I don't think it's going to be enough for them to get the final gen done, but they at least go in knowing, hey, a 4K1 that limits the perks that the other team can bring as far as a killer. It kind of makes things a little bit more restrictive rather than a 4K0 where, hey, you just bring NOED and just kind of brush things up at the end, right? Like, it makes it a lot harder on the killer.
Right, but that's the thing too, is that there's a very good chance this might result in another hatch kind of game. Because this, I mean, yes, you got this hook, but now the Artist has to, like, figure out where the other survivor is, where they're going to try and make a play. They got 60 seconds at least before second stage is hit. What, are they going to try and make an exit play? Or are they going to try and go for the hatch? I think, technically, Artist, even if the exit gates aren't in the best spot, yeah, I think Artist can patrol the exit gates if they really care to. Yeah, this might just be 4K1 after all. I don't think they could. Yeah. There's not much here to be done. And looks like we're gonna be slowly waiting for Claudette to progress to the final stage. I think
all
trying
too familiar with situation.
Yeah, trying to get an early beat on if the Ashe is setting up for, because that's the thing. Like, if you close the hatch and immediately start sending crows over here, if they manage to dodge the first one or two crows, they might be able to get the exit gate open, but I'm not sure. Also, exit gate, you need to head back to hatch right now. Yeah, as a second stage is confirmed. I do know it takes like another 10 seconds for the survivor to miss 2 skill checks. You are awfully far away from the hatch. I hate it when this happens because it's scary. It's like, okay, killer, you do realize you have to be back right now, right?
You're like yelling at the screen, like, go back to Killer Shack.
I mean, obviously, I would imagine these killers know the timing. They also might understand, like, hey, maybe they don't kill themselves immediately. Maybe they want to, you know, set up for that kind of play, but... Okay, it doesn't look like she's dying immediately, so maybe some kind of exit gate play is trying to be attempted, but I don't think you're going to get it here.
Yeah, she's trying to find, they're trying to find the survivor. Like you said, the survivor's probably setting up for the door, so as soon as hatch gets closed, they're trying to get out. Zeno knows that, but at the same time, if Zeno overplays it, Sinners could do the same thing that they were trying to do against Eternal, and that was hiding out by hatch.
And it almost worked. It turns out they just weren't quite trying to go as extreme as they had thought, but still... Oh, wow, coming in the last second. Oh, I thought they got the prompt. They did not get the prompt. They were holding here. Okay, so it wasn't an exit gate. It was, they were actually playing for the hatch at the last second. Oh, my beating heart.
Oh, my God.
And that will, in fact, be the 4K one for the Artist. Really, really well played. But we will be going into trial number 2 with a pretty solid score for the Artist. That said, yeah, I would say for Sinners, it is not out of the realm of possibility for them to be able to match this.
Yeah, I mean, it's Artist. Anything's possible. You play really well. You can at least tie it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at the crow, giving him a little bit of a smooch. And... that will be all she wrote for this trial. Moving on to trial number 2 very shortly. Again, it is going to be Sinner's turn to crack out the Artist and see how they handle it. Again, like, I think this kind of condition is definitely achievable. It's just... All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. It is Sinner's turn to crack out the Artist and take the service for a spin on Blood Lodge. See what they can do. Curious what add-ons we'll see. Oh, Severed Tongue instead of Ink Egg. Very interesting. Ooh, we do... a little bit of Undying Aura effect as the survivor crosses totem. So I'm imagining somewhat of a similar build here.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, there are only so many things you can bring with Artist.
That is entirely fair. Ooh, taking the bait and taking... Oh my goodness!
Tech.
The double tap. Another quick down for the Artist. This could be exactly what Sinners is looking to do to try and, tie the set or even win it. That's an incredible first chase.
Yeah, it's going to spell double trouble for Elysium. Going down that quickly, that early is not a good situation.
They don't get the body block in the pain res, so it's just a free injury.
Oh no, this is all good.
I saw what they were going for. This is exactly what we talked about previously, where survivors, if they know you're trying to go for pain res, they'll be like, hey, if it's far away and they don't have agi, let's go body block and like make him fail it. But that didn't pay off.
Nope. You know, what they say is like it's all risk and payout. You're risking a lot for something like that, which could pay out really well. But if it doesn't, you're gonna have to you're having one other person that needs to be healed. You've wasted time. That could have been generator progress. Lot went wrong there.
Ooh. Tap's playing with fire, hiding out inside the main. He sees a... Oh, boy. Sprint bursting, trying to get past. Will it be in time?
What was that?
There's the trade. They don't spread the crows, though, so Jake is able to get away without getting too many crows applied to him. But the tunnel is hot in pursuit. They did prevent second stage, which is huge.
Oh, no. Zeto.
Oh, no. Going down under the pallet, but no, they don't. They don't go down under the pallet. We see them getting picked up in the distance. Second hook coming in. A totem was cleansed, but Ruin is still up, but they are about to finish the first generator, so survivors are not taking this lightly, still applying gen pressure where they can. Oh, but they will be able to interrupt this. Yeah, they weren't able to complete that heal. Or maybe they are. It looks like they're trying to go for the Renato, but able to push the ace away. They're harassing all the survivors right now. This is exactly what the artist wants.
Absolutely. And I mean, the ideal situation there would have been to, of course, had the survivor go into second stage. They got the save, and that would have been out. But still, they got them back on hook early on. There's still a lot of pressure on the killer side. They're about to have a kill at 4 gens.
That's a very good point. Looks like they're trying to prevent the totem from being cleansed, and they will just in the nick of time. But Ace is like, are you sure you don't want to throw some crows over here? Come on, throw some crows over here. You know you want to pressure this. Listen, they will go for the M1 on Renato. Renato will be able to get there in time for the unhook again. Yeah, taking another hit from Ace. Ruin is still up. All survivors are injured. Tap nowhere to be seen. And they're going to go straight for the tunnel out on the Jake.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Knew that was coming, and now with the crows in play, not going inside the locker. Will they light up this shot? Oh, it's barely.
Oh!
So close. Keeping Jake at this area, wanting to go. Oh, but they're going to go for the window instead. Phenomenal job from the Jake, making this chase last a lot longer, this is the breadth that the survivors need. They need to be able to do 2 gens during this time.
Exactly. This is going to be the point where it's going to make or break the entire game. Like,
Sprint
they
burst,
need to
flashlight.
be able to get done.
No angle.
Yeah.
And that is death hook for Jake.
Yep.
1 gen about 60%. Ruin's still up. It's going to start eating away at it. Oh, no.
That does not look good for Elysium on this artist. That they have a kill at 4 gens. No one else is hooked, which is a good side to it. But that's a 3v1 for 4 whole gens.
True.
One person goes on hook. Someone else has to go save. That's literally just one person on a gen at a time.
I was say, they did cleanse Ruin, so that is something going for them. But that's like, you can't really even afford to go for the unhook. I think if someone gets hooked, you just have to let them hang and try and get a gen done in that time. And this chase will be very telling. This chase will decide the rest of the game. If this survivor goes down soon, it's not going to look good.
That's exactly. Like, this is literally going to decide the game, because at this point, you're looking to try to at least tie it, so you're not losing this set, right? Like,
right.
That's where I'm looking at right now.
Absolutely, and that is going to be first hook for Ace. I don't know if they can pull this back. This is going to be a long shot.
Yeah, it does not look good. Sinners came in here and just threw down the gauntlet. Like they just laid it all out. They just told everyone this is how the rest of these matches are gonna go. Came in hard, came in hot. They played tough. It's gonna be a tough time for Elysium for these next sets.
Absolutely. They are going to go in for the unhook, so they will do attempt a hook trade here. Actually, a little bit more than a hook trade. Renato might actually get some distance here, potentially. No, they're going down under the... Oh! That's tough. Now, to be fair, Tap is back on the gen. Ace is going to be able to get away, but that's going to be another pain res coming in, potentially. And they've still got 3 more gens just to tie it.
Yep. It is not looking good.
It's not looking good at all. That's going to be a very tough ask here for the survivors to pull this back. It is looking more and more like Sinners might be able to snowball this into a win for the first set. Fighting time against Sprinters, getting them away to the fun bus.
Now, would you say this bus is actually fun?
This is definitely okay, no. This is the God bus, but it's close enough.
It's close enough. It's still
They're
fun.
not going for it. They look to see something else. Okay, Ace is able to finish the generator, which is good for the survivors. That's 1 gen down. They need a couple more. It looks like Renato is probably just going to be hanging out on the generator again, going after the Tap with the crows. They will be able to dispel them, but yeah, this survivor's going to second stage real quick.
I just want to go on the record, Rue, and mention that I am a DBD atheist. I don't believe in God loops.
Oh.
I don't believe in a God bus.
I see. I see. Well, that's okay. God bus exists without your belief. I don't know why this conversation went here. You're fired. Ace sneaking around trying to get maybe an unhook on Renato. Well, Artist isn't paying attention, but not going to be the case. However, they really are trying to commit this gen. And Tap doing a really good job here. Though the Artist now has paid attention a little bit more. Ace confirmed not to be rotating around once again. And if they do get that gen done, it is split up. Maybe you can get another one. But like the fact that they're even getting 1 or 2 gens done here is a miracle. But this survivor does not seem long for the world.
Yeah, that's the downside right now. Is they are playing it very slow. They know their win condition. It's still anyone's game, but they're giving it their all. They're not giving up, and it's
Absolutely.
You see that they're putting their heart into this.
Yeah, and there's the 3rd gen, 1 more for the tie, but both survivors are injured. The next time someone goes down, I think it's just lights out. Well, okay, we can always pay attention to the exit gate scenario. And Ace, with a bit of resilience to help them do the gen faster. But, I mean, obviously, Artists can just harass indefinitely. Ooh, but Artists back on their chase instead. Getting caught out a little bit. They do have a pretty safe palette to work with, but Artist... Oh, they're going to hold W through it? That is such a strong greed.
Oh, man, this is... It looks like it's all over now. Oh, no.
It very well
Where's
might
our tap
be.
at? Oh, no jump.
Yeah, Artist going to send out crows. Not finding anything, so... Again, Tap can stealth out here. Oh, did they see the crow to the right? I don't think they did.
I mean, what would happen? Let me ask you the scenario. What if Marcos bled out and Pedro got out through, like, hatch? What would happen?
Not going to be the scenario here, but bleeding out would be pretty bad. That does deny the killer some points. That's 3 points denied because this survivor hasn't really been hooked. But now that they have found both survivors, it is going to be the 4K2 for Sinners. An impressive showing, which they pull away with the win in set 1. I genuinely thought Elysium's score for Trial 1 in this set was going to be really tough to beat, but Sinners showed up, like you said, nah, we're here to play ball, and they absolutely did here.
That's exactly. Now, Rue, I got a question for you.
I swear, this is another dad joke.
Look, it's just a question. It's okay. What's the hag's favorite food?
You.
Haggis. Haggis, Rue.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I also do hate haggis, but...
Yeah,
I also
here.
hate that. But that is in fact 4K too. That's insane. That is an insane start to this match.
It really is.
But we'll be going into trial number 3 very shortly for set number 2. And if I remember correctly, it's going to be the Executioner coming out next. So Sinners will be once again returning to the scene with the Executioner coming up here in just a short moment. But again, as a reminder for all of you in the audience, you are the sponsors of today's broadcast. All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We're loading in for set number 2, trial number 3. It is Sinners cracking out the Executioner, piloted by none other than Jason. And I'm not gonna lie, I love this killer so much. He's so fun to watch.
Oh, so for someone who's never seen the wee man himself, tell us about him. Share with us your in-depth knowledge of the wee Jason himself.
Well, I'll tell you that this dude is absolutely cracked beyond reason, as we see getting a really nasty shot, immediately going down under the pallet. We see someone to the wing, and then you know what? I think they're testing it. They're like, all right, fine, we'll go for it. We'll see what happens. They do get the pallets done though, timing it perfectly. There's the blind coming in as well. But you just can't tell what this killer's gonna do at any given point. And there's another. They have the double range. They're running the wax doll.
Oh, no.
It's double range add-ons connecting with them at the very tip. And that is going to be first hook coming in despite the setback from the survivors.
Oh my god. The last time I went up against someone with double range, it was Sergeant Fidget, and he tapped me so hard I still get scared about it.
Understandably. Sergeant Fidget was a really good executioner. I would love to see him play it again, but regardless, checking around the area, maybe thinking about going for a shot inside. This is a really nasty position to be in. You can proxy so many different generators here and also intercept simultaneously on the hill. That was, in fact, a pain res as well. Good night.
Oh, no. Wee Jason is just a demon on this killer. Oh,
They
my
really
god. I haven't seen flicks this accurate and hard since Ultra Smack Ducky.
Honestly, fair. And again, just kind of waiting out, holding down this position. Survivors working on their own separate gens. I imagine we'll see this second stage secured momentarily. And I bet after that point, we'll see Wee Jason maybe commit to another survivor. They're looking for it. Yeah, they're going to go after this Jake potentially. Waiting a little bit, holding off, waiting for the last possible second. And there's second stage confirmed. Looking around. Hold on. Do they want the survivor dead? I mean, they have him at 5 gens still. Maybe
That
why
would
not?
be-
If you're holding these two.
That would be huge.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, you had an early down. You know nobody was on gens. I guess if you have it timed in your mind, you're like, okay, I can have someone dead for the price of 2 gens. I'll take that trade.
Now, here's a question, Rue. Now, he's pressuring people off of gens. Have we confirmed that if he has anything that's regressing? Do we know if he's got, like, anything...
Oh, it
like,
interrupted! I mean, we saw the pain res, so that makes sense. Jumping off the top, there's the balance land, but they get put... No! They're tormented now! That's so bad for them. That means they are super tunnelable here. Second gen going down for the survivors as well, so 2 gens done. One survivor slugged out on the ground, and another one in dire need of help. Going down. Is there for the people from Renato? No, there's not. Running through the pallet. Wee Jason being very, very patient, taking a shot through the window, running back around towards the pallet. But yeah, that is final judgment for David. Only 2 gens done. You know a third one is not very well underway. You know where 2 survivors are for that pickup. This killer has an insurmountable amount of pressure right now.
You told me Wee Jason was great. I was just like, it's like questioning a little, but I'm just like, oh my god, my butthole's just clenching just watching this. It's, oh god, the flicks, the hits, the tunneling, the zoning. He's hitting every single marker, and it's just blowing my tiny taco mind.
It's pretty dang good. And again, I love to see when people take the time to go for those crazy shots. And again, Jake in a horrible spot here, waiting for the commitment, going down eventually. Is there a survivor nearby for the No, there's nobody there for the pickup. That is going to be another quick hook. Sorry, we're working on the generator right now, but that's going to be a quick basement. Oh, looks like we lost his head.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
that's fine.
you you can tell that who was that, the Jake that was stuck, Zeno was stuck on that pallet. He puckered up and he knew, he was like, it's coming, I'm going down, there's
Yeah,
no
there's
way
nothing you can
either
do.
I get frame locked. That was it.
Indeed, and no, Paco's was just a dry kick, regressing it. And now just patrolling this area. We know that Renato got a heal, probably from inner healing. Yeah, Jake's still hanging out in the basement. This killer has so much pressure right now.
Yeah.
Taking a shot, but
what
not
perks
gonna
have we
hit.
confirmed? What perks have we confirmed for the killer so far?
Pain res, agitation, and corrupt intervention. Pretty standard builds on executioner, honestly.
Yeah. All right, so we got one perk that's unaccounted for. We'll see if we can catch it throughout the rest of this match.
Indeed, and yeah, executioner still patrolling around. I think we're going to see second stage confirmed here in a second. This means they might commit to Renato back here on this generator. Renato already far out of sight, out of mind. Going back, looking around the hill, not seeing anyone. Ace maybe coming back to work on the gen a little bit, but you've got to be ready to sprint back. This is looking to be potentially like 4K2 area right here.
Yep. At this point, if I were Elysium, I'd be looking at how to set up my killer to make an easier return on that. Because and you got to start shifting from moving from, hey, how many people are we going to get out, to, okay, if we know we're all going to die, where do we draw that line? Are we going to try to get a 4K1, 4K2, 4K0? We need to make this easier for our killer to come in.
That's
and
the problem.
Get that win.
That's the problem, though, is that you don't really get that luxury. And another double tap. They did finish the gen back in the back of the map. I think that's the one they went to where they couldn't patrol. And yeah, at this point, unless Ace stealths out really well, this is going to be 4K2.
Yep.
I say we Jason taking this side of the map, seeing that maybe they rotated backwards, but we'll have to see if it pays off or not. Do they find the survivor?
Yeah, you know, I see Elysium went about it the way that I was mentioning. They went in there and they were like, you know, hey, instead of going for the save, instead of doing this and stealthing, we should try to look into making sure we don't get a 4K3 where it would feel nearly impossible to return that win. 4K2 still tough.
4K2 is
tough.
not where you want to be right now. You're already
No.
down a set to sinners. If you have to try and match this, that's going to be really, really tough. Execution coming back here to kick this generator, make sure it's not going to be finished too easily, and if they're not checking on it, and yeah, still just checking the edge of the map.
Question is if it were you, if you were playing in this situation, Rue, or in your wealth of experience here, what perks would you bring in the next match to try to get that 4K2 to at least tie it so you could stay alive for the next set?
That is so incredibly difficult to say, because honestly, it's a nightmare scenario to have to try and make that. Because again, survivors in that situation have a huge advantage. They know, hey, if we finish 3 gens, that's a tie, and we're going into the third set where they have to beat us outright and very handedly in order to win the entire match. Oh, and they find Ace too. I think you have to bring as much stall as humanly possible, or maybe try and hope for bringing something outside of what's normal and maybe catching them off guard. But again, there's very few perks in the game that exist that are really outliers that can do the kind of damage that survivors might not expect.
Very good point. That is a very good point. One of the now for those of the people that are watching that don't know how things work here, if say Elysium happens to tie this up and then they win the tiebreaker, what happens after that?
It depends on overall points. Again, Elysium would have to win very handedly to outright win in overall points. So they're going for the cage. They seem to be very confident here they can go for the cage and not... This might actually extend the game. If Ace is able to get around, unhook the survivor in a timely manner, they might be able to hold on to something here. And maybe get one more generator done. But it really depends on the overall point total. We'll have to see when it comes to that moment. But at the moment, for the sake of Elysium, you do not want to tie this. You need to outright win it, which is what makes this scenario so difficult. Because a 3K or 4K2 is so strong. That was a very late noise notification for the survivor. Oh no, they got they moved back towards Shack. That's what happened. Okay, they got relocated. I was like, that was a very late noise.
It's Oh my goodness. It's one of the, it comes back to that. Is he on a gen? Is he stealthing? Is he trying to get out? Is he going
I
to go
don't
for the
think
save?
he's on a
Where's
generator.
he going? Because I mean, if he got it down to a 4K one, I mean that's a lot easier to tie or win than a 4K two.
I think the ideal scenario is, especially in this rule set, a 4K one would be nice, but depending on the exit gates, which I don't know if the exit gates are favorable for the survivor in this scenario. You got one all the way across from main building. If you've got one that requires the killer to effectively traverse all the way across from Shack, all the way towards an exit gate, that might be a scenario, but in that case, that's huge because that's a fresh out, but I don't really see that being the case here. Yeah, we see the death happen almost immediately, trying to see if any crows got startled on the wings or anything like that. And I think they're going to have to make a mad dash over to the exit gate. There's no way, so it's going to be 4% faster to move over there. 119 killer. Not seeing anything on the right side, going straight back to the opposite side. This is a long time.
Now, is wake up allowed?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Wake up Soul Survivor, no. Absolutely not. And they do find Ace. They had 2 lights ready, so even immediately pulling them down is not going to be enough. They will be able to make it to the opposite side, and that is going to be down. It is, in fact, 4K2 for Sinner's Killer, which, again, this might end up being a 2-0 sweep. This is, like, and to be fair, we did say in the first set that, wow, 4K1, how do you beat that? But Sinner struck back with the 4K2. Who knows? Maybe Elysium pulls out a 4K3 and is able to beat the result. At the very least, 4K2 is what you need to tie. But ties are not where you want to be, because that means you have to outright win set 3. And for your sake, you better hope it's outright in a handed fashion, so you actually win overall in points. But all right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We are loading in for trial number 4, and let's face it, this is going to be a tough match for Elysium's Killer, but being Xeno, they are capable of anything, and if anyone could pull essentially a rabbit out of a magic hat here, they are one of the people that I believe they could do it. Looking around the sides of the map, checking around the edges, seeing scratch marks right off the bat, so they will be able to get into a first chase immediately. Worth noting, do you notice a lack of a certain perk?
Let's have a look here. I'm no expert in DVD comp, but there is a lack of.
You don't even have to look at the perks to know this. Come on, it's there.
There's no corrupt intervention.
Correct.
There's that. Look, that's very unconventional. I don't know what's going. It
You
could pay
did
off.
ask, what do you have to do to make a 4K or a 4K2 happen or a 4K3? Well, not bringing corrupt is one of them, because you don't have time to wait, keep them from the gens. You got to go out like just full swinging, and that is what is going on here.
We're gonna see how this works out for him. This first chase is gonna determine everything.
Absolutely. Looks like Leon and Chase running towards the side of the map. They are going to be able to cut them off a little bit, and unless they get to this long wall, it's not a long wall, this should result in a first down. But the question is, how many gens are firing in the meantime? We got 1 gen, 80% of the way done. 50% of Ash's gen. And about another 80% on Ace's gen. This is what I'm talking about. The survivors know exactly. And this is the problem with not having corrupt. It's so painful.
Yep, it's mind-blowing that you could literally lose the match within the first chase.
It is. It's crazy. Again, a lot of people have talked about it before, having the idea of some kind of like small base kit corrupt where it's like 30 seconds of corrupt intervention, and then just corrupt intervention adds another minute and a half. But regardless, oh, a beautiful shot on Ace. I'm going to say, if this is how you get there. You prevent the first gen from firing. They get the unhook, not going into the punishment though. Running around the side of the 4 lane. There's first gen down. 1 of 3 that need to complete for the tie condition. Swinging through, they get the down.
And are going down. Oh no.
Say another gen firing on all cylinders right now. Deja Vu helping by 6% in the meantime. They leave the gen expecting a pain resonance. And the survivor is being hooked in the area, so a little bit of extra, regression going on. Ruin is still up, so gens will be regressing fully during this time. Not out of the water. Surprised. They have a good start.
Is Devour Hope allowed, out of curiosity?
Yeah, Devour Hope is allowed. And we have seen that used before as trying, take the survivors off guard. Instead of bringing Ruin Undying, bring Ruin and Devour Hope. And there goes Ruin as we speak of it. It is a good way to take survivors off guard, but it's such a catch-22. It's like, could it take survivors off guard? Absolutely. Most of the time, they will cleanse the totem, though. And so it's a matter of, did you get a good totem spawn? Did they decide to go and try and fight the Ruin in play? It's a whole bunch of factors, but regardless, Survivor is slowly progressing. They check the gen progress. They're not super worried at the moment, it seems like. Hoping to maybe force second stage, but no, they will actually commit to Ash here, trying to force them away. Maybe hoping for another pain res. Getting it through the wall!
Whoa, this could determine a lot. Getting this down early is going to punish Sinners.
Absolutely. Going down. They do get the unhooked mid. Second stage was secured on Ace, though. That could be huge, giving the killer a tunnel target after this hook. This jet, however, will complete before... No! The pain res hits first!
Oh!
The pain res actually saved that generator from completing.
Wow, this is such a close match. Oh my god.
True.
There's so much on the line right now.
Absolutely not going for the tunnel out after all, instead going after Leon, so Adam will be able to go back and finish the generator, but they're pushing them towards that generator as well, so they'll be able to corral all the survivors into one area. Going for a shot, not able to land it, and now only one more gen left before the tie condition is reached. However, this killer has done a phenomenal job applying pressure to everybody, pushing the survivors around, causing complete mayhem.
Yeah, Zeno definitely came in here not giving up. He came in here swinging. He put his heart into it. He is doing his best to get this win or to at least set up a tie. It is still anybody's game. And
absolutely.
It's blowing every little bit of my mind right now. It's such a fun game to watch.
Second stage is getting secured. Adam got pushed away. Ruin. No, not Ruin. Jen's still regressing from the last time it was hit. Gen has all but regressed. They're about 50% doubling up on the 4-lane gen now. About to say, I think what they're hoping for is like, okay, if I can at least tie the set, we force set 3. I think that might be the mentality. It's like, okay, we go for the win, but if we can't get it, let's try and force that. They get the hit though. Finding Adam didn't even realize they were in chase this whole time, but they are running through the window, barely dodging the judgment. Getting the vault, running through the window, Resilience carrying as they get the fast vault. However, it is now blocked off. And it's only a matter of time before Executioner gets this down. Gonna force the pick in the meantime. They do get the unhook. Second stage was secured though. And there is the third generator. Tie condition is secured. Now the question, can they finish another gen, confirm the 2-0 sweep against Elysium, or will Elysium be able to hold the tie condition and force a third set?
That's gonna be it. I mean, there's a lot going against Zeno right now. He's got 4 survivors on the board, and 1 generator needs to be complete. And you got to remember, if one survivor's in chase, that's 3 survivors that can be either on a single gen, spread them in 2. If you're on a single gen, because all they need to do realistically is get that 1 gen done, and then they can just let themselves all just.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is that right now they're patient survivor. This survivor is going to the corner. At this point, Zeno knows they're doubling a gen somewhere, and that they are 10%, 5%,
4, 3.
And Sinners does it. That is the 4th gen, and they secure the W in set number 2. And to Zeno's credit, that was a phenomenal performance. They almost stopped them. They almost stopped them from finishing. But it's such a tough win condition.
That's so tough. Like, they put everything into it, but like I said, like we were talking earlier, when you play your survivor match, you're setting your killer up to try to make it easier for him to get that win or to get that tie, and it just... Jason was just a demon at the start, and it was tough for them to recover.
Absolutely, yeah. They did a really phenomenal job. So with that said, well played to both these teams, but congratulations to Sinners on walking away in the bronze match as the 3rd place. Really well played. And again, Elysium played out of their mind, but just not able to quite secure it in the end. And now
Kinda
we're just
makes
waiting to
me,
see how this game concludes.
Yeah. It kind of leaves me wondering, like, how would this have worked out if it would have been Sinners versus Calamity?
Tough to say. Both teams are very, very good, and we will get something of a matchup as finals will be Calamity versus Eternal. Trying to take some shots through the corner here against Ash. Not even sure where Ash ran. I don't hear him. Did he just run to the corner?
Yeah, I think
This Survivor's a demon. Where did he go? Oh, right. He has Lucky Break. I forgot about that.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
Well done. And
Oh,
quick and quiet through the T. Survivors are
Surprised he
pretty
noticed.
close to finishing a generator here with Ace. They're leaving. Both generators are flying pretty good, so they have the last gen ready to go, but they are going to pressure force, possibly try and secure a 4K1. Try and take a pot shot. They have the range add-ons for that. They could possibly hit it. Oh, nope. And then Adam left the loop entirely.
you gotta wonder if Sinners is still really pushing hard, or they're just kind of playing it, you know, lightheartedly because they know
I
they've
don't
already
think so.
got
I think
the
they're
win.
still definitely pushing. They want to try and get this this gen done.
Well, everybody's up now, so it could be very well a 1 or 2 man out.
Very possible. Here comes the final judgment, however, on Adam. Going back towards the gens. Looks like they are resetting, so I don't know if the 5th gen is going to finish or not. Looks like Ace did go back to their generator, though, so that gen might be finishing momentarily if Execution doesn't look like they're coming over to check it out. Yeah, Ace will be able to finish the 5th generator here. Looks like they're trying to find the reset spot. And they do find it.
Oh.
Doubling back, not going to hit the hit on Leon. Ooh, they ran through the torment. That will be resulting in a final judgment as well. They might be able to get a 3K after this after all, but Ace is really close to finishing the exit gates.
Just run home, Ace. Just run home with your golden ticket.
Oh, they actually get a hit. I didn't realize they were even going for Ace. I thought they were going to go for the Ash. Ooh, but they're not ever going to get... And it looks like Ash will be running back towards the hatch. And we'll get the 2-man out, a 10-stage 2K for Xeno. But again...